evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of A Trigger. I'm your host, Zachary Clark, and you all know my co-host, Adam Fast Fingers Furman. Adam,
Hi.
how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. That's a weird nickname for me, bud, but
Well,
okay.
I heard you click clackety clacking over there, and so I figure you're up to something. Yeah, there
Yeah,
it is. There's that clickety clackety.
I'm trying to complete a Rubik's Cube quickly.
Yeah, apparently not that fast fingered for me.
Okay.
Welcome to the show tonight, folks. We got a good show for you. I hope you have a cold drink right in front of you, because once again, you're probably going to need it for what we've got for you this fine eve. Are you still working on
I messed it up.
that?
So yes, I am.
Adam, this isn't good content. You had to have finished that during the intro.
I have to complete it or else I'll die.
I've got some literature for you. I believe this is called obsessive compulsive disorder.
No. That's if you have to touch a doorknob 3 times or else you'll die.
Or finish a, puzzle of some kind.
No.
Anyway, folks, this very evening we happen to be coming to you live straight from the tragic Fox Memorial on the National Mall.
Got it.
Hey, good job, buddy. You did it. But yeah, we got a lot of things happening in the news. But as usual, the first news that we have to report is coming to you from a local source at the Scanner Radio. Sixth and Chestnut. 2 males in a disturbance. One has a stick.
It's not a stick. It's a wand.
QPD in area. I didn't know if this was an extension of because we had the kickoff of fight season a couple of weeks ago. But this was just strange. A singular stick? And it's described as a stick, so that could be anything like a pool cue, or like a large branch, some kind of pole. But I would have thought that would have been described as a pole or something like that. So like you said, is it just like a twig?
A twig? You mean wood with a center unicorn hair?
Did someone get Expelliarmus?
They got Wingardium Leviosa.
They get stupefied? Did they
They got Abracadabra. No.
Abracadabra. They're gonna reach out and grab you with your stick on 6th and Chestnut. Well, they must have apparated because they were gone on arrival when the police showed up.
Oh, once again, these dang wizards.
You got wizard duels happening on 6th and Chestnut. Terrible.
Oh, you know the solution. You must capture them and burn them at the stake.
Yeah, it's the only way. Moving on. 500 block of Jersey. Female hit with a beer bottle. Suspect last seen in parking lot. QPD en route. Fight season. It's upon us early. Hardly to the end of March, and we've already had several public fights.
It was snowing today.
It was. I've been surprised. It's been cold, and yet the fights continue. I think we're going to have a very spicy season on our hands, friends.
Yeah,
And we
people
will
have
keep
been a bunch of pent up anger.
everybody that's been, holding it in because they didn't want to break COVID protocols. Now they're just coming
That's
out of the
exactly why.
whipping beer bottles at people's faces. Seems a little
So
rough.
uncivilized.
Doesn't seem like a thing I'd do. But I could see how somebody might want to do that. Just like I might not storm the stage after I laughed at a funny joke about my wife and then slap the comedian who told the joke. I might not do that.
After you laughed at the joke made about your wife,
But
you're like, ah.
I could see why someone might, Adam. I could see why that might be a thing that someone would do. And so, who am I to judge? People are unpredictable creatures. You don't know what's going to happen. Next, 1 minute, you might be having a polite conversation with a fine young lady in a parking lot. The next thing you know, she could be whipping a beer bottle directly at your face. So
Wait, I thought I thought the lady had her head bashed with the.
it says, female hit with beer bottle. Suspect last seen in parking lot.
Yeah, she was hit with a beer bottle.
Yes. Was she hit by another lady? It doesn't say.
Oh, I see it.
Because you're so sexist, Adam, you just assumed that the person committing violence was a male.
I did think that. We've all been there.
Mask coming off. Adam Furman, misogynist. And finally,
It's the.
what?
No.
This is good. Guy looking like Willie Nelson, walking across the Bayview Bridge, wearing nothing but a guitar. QPT and
What? Why would you?
I don't know.
That's two-way traffic too. No.
Did they close Memorial Bridge again?
Oh, it's been closed for weeks. Obviously, you haven't scalped Missouri gas.
You don't even save gas money if you go to West Quincy.
It's like
You gotta
50
drive
cheaper.
further and over that scary bridge to get gas for 3 cents a gallon cheaper or whatever.
It's not 3. Do you know math?
Yeah.
It's like it's definitely the dollar or below.
Nah, incorrect.
Oh. No.
Adam,
No.
hold on. Let me check the
Hey.
science.
I'm going to Missouri. I'm going to Missouri tomorrow and buying
Well,
gas.
just check the science. Science confirms the gas is only 3 cents a gallon cheaper in Missouri.
No,
You can't
no, not
question
the
it.
science. You're a science denier.
Don't deny the science. The science has spoken, and it in fact agrees with my position.
I'll have one YouTube comment ever, and it'll be tomorrow after I screenshot, after I take a picture of the gas at the, what is that, the Airco?
I don't know.
The one by the go-karts.
Photoshopped. Science says it was photoshopped. It's not real. Don't believe anything that Adam posts on YouTube. It's manufactured propaganda. Science. Adam! Oh my gosh, Adam! Breaking news! Breaking news, Adam! Did you fall off your chair?
I went to go get a. I'm gonna look up those gas prices since Hank is worthless.
The science proves that you're correct. Breaking news, Adam. Jurors acquitted 2 defendants of conspiracy to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in 2020, but couldn't agree on a verdict for the 2 others. Dun dun da da da! Acquittals for attempted kidnapping, murder, and terrorism. What kind of precedent does this set? Can anybody just kidnap a criminal governor and plot to murder her and get away with it scot-free?
Can anyone? Wait, what did you say? Can anyone kidnap a criminal governor?
Yeah.
Whoops.
What? She committed crimes. She broke the Constitution. It violated her rights.
Absolutely, she did. I want to know this. Well, I have a vested interest in knowing this. Although you couldn't probably pick them up.
You'd have, you'd probably need more than the 13 conspirators for this. Get one of those manatee lifts, that they use to put them.
No.
to put them in the MRI machines. But yeah, there was no guilty verdicts in the case.
Weird. Why would that happen? It was highly publicized.
All of
governor to be kidnapped.
All of the news said it was open and shut, that these guys did it, and that the defense had some wacky entrapment claim that no one could believe. And it turns out that strike that reversey, no one could believe that they weren't entrapped to the degree that two of them were outright acquitted. That was a unanimous jury decided that these guys weren't guilty, and they just couldn't agree on the other two guys.
Yeah, wild.
I think it's amazing.
Well, I think we've talked about this before, right?
About how the FBI tries to create crime to solve crime?
Well, I was doing a little bit of looking on this, and it looked like a grand total of 13 people were arrested in this plot. And 2 pled out, 2 entered plea deals, to which they're serving like 6 years in prison. And
they should have waited.
Well, two did plea deals, and then 4 were charged, 2 are acquitted, and 2 they're in deliberation still.
No,
I don't know what the.
There was a hung jury. They couldn't come to a verdict.
That's even better. Yeah. So, what happened to the other 7?
Adam, it's not important what 7.
What happened to the other 7 people who were arrested?
Weren't in fact tried or charged with any crimes because they may or may not have been federal glowies.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what happened.
We'll never know the truth. In fact, we're not going to talk about this anymore. This didn't even happen. After these reports, we're never going to speak of this again. We wouldn't want to embolden any radical terrorists, radical white supremacist right-wing extremist terrorists from the...
We're not going to talk about what again? Who?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know. What's going on?
Nothing happened. I don't know what you could possibly mean about any of this.
Erico!
No, that's not.
Can't even see that.
No, the science says that we can't
even see that. Oh wait, it brightened because of the auto.
No one can see that.
No one can see the reverse.
No, it says haymakers.
Oh, I need to move it. Ah, there we go. It's.
Nope. No one can read your photoshopped image that you're falsifying records with.
All right, I'm gonna leave, and you'll see me in about 5 minutes up here on Zach's screen.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh no!
I thought you might just drive to Missouri while staying live. We're gonna see you hop in the car. Ding, ding, ding. We're gonna see. We're going there right now. Adam,
I'm here.
I need to tell you something. Something shocking happened. Something shocking happened in Texas.
In Texas, what?
Something shocking happened in Texas to a extreme degree, Adam.
Did Santa Ana
No, he's not
invade
back.
again? Oh,
But something horrifying happened. Something of the most vile discrimination occurred.
ooh, just discrimination.
That's right, Adam. That's right, because a school district near Dallas, Texas, ripped down LGBTQ ally symbols, functionally shut down a student newspaper, barred faculty from being part of the GSA meetings, that's the Gay Straight Alliance, and now plans to terminate an openly gay teacher, presumably because she is gay. And that's just plain illegal.
The way that you described it might be illegal the way that you described it,
This
but
is the only
sounds
way
like
it
there
can
might
be
be more.
described. It's the truth, Adam. Obviously, the LGBTQ ally symbols that they're talking about were very important ones that made it so that LGBTQ people
You're messing up the letters, man.
who are a monolith of identity,
D might be in there.
preventing them from expressing themselves. I'm sure this is what it is, right? Because obviously, teachers don't have freedom of speech in the school because they're government employees, right? So this must be talking about a student in a tinker situation wearing a black armband, and the school is ripping
Here we go.
away their self-expression, right? That's probably
Yes.
exactly what's
Well,
happening.
Yeah, but even then, right? That's like the only thing that students are allowed to do is wear a black armband.
They can do things as long as it doesn't interfere with the educational mission of the school.
Yeah, right.
Based
Exactly.
based
Wait,
basic based basically on any sort of rational after the fact justification for the restriction that the school could come
Yeah.
up with.
Yeah, even at non-school events.
Absolutely. This is settled as Supreme Court precedent. No. Turns out it was, in fact, paper stickers that faculty were affixing to their classroom doors. They were
Oh, so it's the
they were rainbow hearts,
wait,
rainbow
they're
heart
all-
paper stickers.
Okay. All right. All right.
School scraped them off.
All
Said
right.
that
Whatever. You can't wear stickers. You can't have stickers on your door.
apparently that was the ripping down of LGBTQ ally symbols. Oh, what's this? Functionally shut down a student newspaper. Ah, this is what it is. The students run a student
well,
newspaper, which is obviously their First Amendment free speech rights that
no, you don't.
you
don't
can
have
write
any of
whatever you want in the student
them. No,
newspaper.
you cannot do that.
You can like
I mean, it's because they always file it under that educational mission thing or whatever. Distraction too is another one.
and this too. This too was a situation where they didn't, but they prevented teachers from inciting the student journalists from attacking the administration for removing the paper rainbow heart stickers from doors.
Ooh, there might be some steps. Might be some stuff there.
Adam. Oh, how about this one? Barred faculty for being a part of student GSA meetings? I don't know. I don't know, man. It seems like this is just authoritarianism at its worst. School is coming in and it's squashing these teachers from being able to talk about gay stuff with kids.
Authoritarianism at its worst confines children for 8 hours a day to a stone building with limited windows and sunshine.
Let's read what the teacher has to say.
No.
Adam, It's like they're being
Yes.
shadow banned, the gays. Christine
Shadow. Who? They? No way. They said shadow ban.
It's like they're being shadow banned. Christine
Uh,
Latin, one of
if
5 faculty Why does a GSA
can
group have
you?
5 faculty sponsors? How many
That's
kids are in
weird.
this thing?
One, because well, it's weird for a couple of reasons. Usually the extracurricular groups require one faculty sponsor, and that's basically to supervise kids, make sure they're not doing anything destructive. And then 2, there's usually some weird. They limit it to 1 because there's usually some like additional $35 a week or whatever pay that they get. And this is just in Illinois.
This is
And so
Texas. It's the Wild West. Bro.
yeah. So, but 5 faculty members,
Yes.
that's very weird to me. Maybe 2 if your group gets big enough, because you got like some like athletic, like alpha clubs or whatever that, there's people who are in sports, and there's like a club for these athletes outside of just their sport, and so then they get to be like very large extracurricular organizations, and so you need more than just one faculty supervisor.
No, they need literally
5?
5. They need 5.
5? That's excessive.
Adam, it's a very important anyway. Without getting hung up too much on that weird fact, this teacher said
It's true.
of the student group, Latin, a dance instructor, said she plans to resign after this school year. Well, I guess if they have a literal dance instruction at this school, but maybe it's a fancy large school and they need 5 faculty sponsors for the Gay Straight Alliance, which I'm sure is the largest club at the place. Anyway, this teacher says she plans to resign after the school year over the district's handling of the issue. A teacher will literally resign, and this is what she has to say. They're not going to come out and outright say, "Don't say gay," said the school administration. She said of the school administration, but they're going to make it as difficult as possible for you to be allowed to express yourself or even learn about how you feel, who you are, and your identity. See,
No.
here it is. That all started with teachers posting small rainbow stickers, long a symbol of the gay pride movement, outside their classrooms to show students that they were LGBTQ allies. In August, the administration required that all of the stickers come down, later explaining in a statement to NBC News, the news that matters, that decorations in classrooms, hallways, or offices must be curriculum-driven and neutral in viewpoint to ensure that all students feel safe regardless of background or identity. The damage was done by scraping them down was far worse than just never having them in the first place.
Oh, I love that. I love that insertion of the Supreme Court precedent that was used to, take down the 10 Commandments and stuff.
Yeah.
Being weaponized against you.
You're a public school teacher. You aren't allowed to be a political partisan indoctrinating kids with your ideology.
Yes,
Doesn't
you
matter
can
what
thank
your
you can
viewpoint
thank the
is.
atheists for that one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the law. Idiots.
the other thing is too, like, there's this weird thing with like government employees, and they get like some additional protection since their employer is the government. So like the government stifling their free speech, they've got like some added protection for as compared to like some private employers. But even still, like the well, private employers, like I've worked at a place where like you can't send out certain emails, you can't have certain stickers on your hard hat, So like the fact that
What
they're
was their
stepping-
stance on colored gloves?
I don't want to get into it. I might have to return $1,600. But that was not the company decision. And that was before I got there.
Yeah.
Point being is that employers usually
Elegant
have
out
pretty
you have there, Adam.
what?
An elegant out you have there, Adam, for
Yeah,
having any responsibility for things that may or may not have occurred.
yeah. I don't know, and it's like,
Before my time.
and it's like, oh hey, you got this pink glove. It's like, yeah, yeah, whatever. It's brand new. Thank you. I don't care. You can call me names. Leave me alone while I do my job. Um, point being is that employers usually have like really they can have really strict adherences as far as like what the policies are and stuff. And yes, they can prohibit you from putting stickers on your door.
Yeah, they can do all kinds of stuff. But they shouldn't because it does damage to teachers being able to create safe spaces where they keep
Uh,
information secret from children's
no,
parents about their
no. Can you?
sexual identity and proclivities.
No, there's an additional part too. Could you? Did you say that they were still learning who their identity, like what their identity was, like these grown adults
I
who?
I cynically read it as again these teachers desperate to talk about their sexual identities with children.
Right.
But it very well could be, though unclear, that in the context of the article, the teacher was talking about how without the school being a place where the kids can talk without fear of their parents or outside judgment about these things, that they'll never be able to understand their identity. That's the part that I didn't include, was that one of the things that instigated this situation was there were teachers that were trying to create safe spaces for students to come to them in private and talk to them about things, specifically about gender, identity, and sexual orientation, and that they promised that they would keep that a secret and not share it with the
Do these
parents, perhaps in contravention of
are
federal and Texas law.
are guidance counselors a thing still or no?
Even if they are, they wouldn't be able to keep these secrets, Adam. And that
No,
was
I
the
know that.
important part, that the teachers would talk to kids about sex in private and secret. And we
Yeah.
all know that's safe and fine because public school teachers, Adam, they would never groom a child. That's something we learned recently.
You know, hold on before you get there because I think I know where you're going. There's a rule in my house that there are no secrets,
That's
no
true.
secrets,
That's how it
and
has to be.
and I'll get pushback sometimes. Even recently, it's like, well, if there's a secret birthday cake coming up, and we want to make it that it's hidden from the person or whatever, I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but we're going to classify that as a surprise. It's a surprise. It's a good thing. We're going to we're going to hide some joy for someone and surprise them with this stuff. A
That's a good one.
secret is a secret is something hidden, and there's a reason why it's hidden, and it's not always for joy.
Don't worry, kid. This is just a little surprise I have for you.
Yeah. Uh, bring your three siblings back to Narnia, and
Come
then
on,
let me
come
know.
on into
Here's
this
some Turkish
wardrobe.
delight.
Adam, this is a fallacy. The people say that just because you hang rainbow flags, paper heart stickers on your door, doesn't mean that it's going to turn into a den of degeneracy or whatever those crazy wackos say is going to happen. Slippery slope, fallacy, doesn't exist. Period. Is evidenced by this excellent diagram where You have the gradual part of the curve where it says, you're just overreacting about these things. You're overreacting. You're overreacting. Nothing's going to happen. It's never going to happen. The federal government will sue states that make laws preventing doctors from chopping your 4-year-old son's dick off.
It's not even funny, Zach. We're like a year from that, right?
I'm pretty sure that there's been proposals along these lines. What Biden came out and did a presser. He was talking about how we needed to have only affirmation of the gender identity, and that's how it needed to be addressed. That's a major policy point of the presidential administration currently in power. So I wouldn't be surprised, particularly if there's some reactionary move to pass laws like this in the states to prohibit, like Texas did an administrative order to classify gender transitioning medical treatments as child abuse.
Right.
Have their family services organization investigate these families. It's currently stayed pending review in the courts. But this
I was laughing because like all these administrative orders and executive orders and stuff were. I got this intrusive thought, like some history book written 200 years from now, talking about like. It happened in like a blip of a second, but I thought that like they look back and be like, okay, so we had these rules, these laws and stuff, but like these governors were like elected warlords, and they passed these edicts.
Just recently, I feel too. It's almost like something happened and emboldened our state executives. I feel like they could just pass.
Past 10 years. Past 10 years, it's just like really.
Past like
past
3
years.
Past like 3 years, 2 years.
Well, I mean, there's the COVID stuff, but then I guess the rationale with the president's just like, well, shoot, if we can do it for this, get my pen ready.
Presidents have been doing that. Obama was the one in recent times, if I recall. He was out of control.
Yeah, well, I mean, the blame rests with Woodrow Wilson. But
Lincoln, frankly, he's the one that really established the imperial presidency.
Well, I
don't know Jackson. I don't know. We can go back.
My gut tells me that if Lincoln would have survived, his presidency would have looked a lot different in that second term.
Oh, I bet he would have reconstructed the South or whatever.
Yeah, he would have been a lot nicer. But
the what ifs, so many differences. But this is what happens, and it's a key point to understanding the rhetorical strategy of current public discourse. What you do is you talk to the normies. I like to think of it like this, where a lot of people don't go through a rational process of building a conclusion on a set of premises that logically follow and support one another, that end in the conclusion of what is good or what is bad or what I like or what I choose to support. So what you must do instead is appeal to sympathetic impulses, appeal to human empathy, and have people empathize with a position. And so you can see this a lot of times in the civil rights area when you're talking about grievance issues. And so you create a oppressed and oppressor dichotomy, and that's the narrative. And so then you push this narrative that this group of people is being oppressed and burdened with these things, and the oppressor is the one that's inflicting it upon them, so that people that hear this are naturally triggered to empathize with the people that are being victimized under the narrative. And the way to think about this is weaponizing empathy to create support for your cause, whatever you're trying to do. And
Right. Well, and that's I don't know, you could, because you kind of talked about like the Marxist argument, right? You have the overclass and the underclass, or the oppressor class and everyone else. But the weaponizing the empathy, that's the going back to, was that Aristotle and his like three methods of argument: pathos, logos, and no.
go on, continue. Give me an education. I would like to learn all about Plato right now.
That's this is the pathos, logos, and help me out with the last one, ethos, right?
That sounds right. I don't know Greek.
And so, you got your logos, and that's like the logical, the rational argument, and you got your ethos, and I think that's I'm going to mix these up, I think. Ethos, I think, is the arguments via ethics, and then pathos is your argument via empathy. And the most effective, it's funny because in my debate class in college, they said that empathy is like your low tier argument, but as your slippery slope argument graph showed, it's actually arguing from empathy is going to be your most effective argument.
Most effective in convincing people to implicitly support your position.
A fox. Oh.
But, Adam, if they can weaponize empathy, I think that we can weaponize autism.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were going with the empathy thing. Oh.
When they come at you with weaponized empathy, come back with weaponized autism. Where pathos trumps reason. Here you go. And your reasons fall on deaf ears. Maintain your demands with unreasonable consistency.
Do you have... Hold on.
What?
I'm going to disappear for a moment. Do you have that meme about I've taken your consideration, I've decided to become worse?
Not handy, but
oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. I might disappear for a moment here, Zach, because it's worth it.
Well, and the crab just gave us a prime example of this, related to current discourse concerning groomers. The crab has completely weaponized autism and created a multi-tweet thread in order to counter a constructed pathos argument to convince people that calling people groomers is just an extreme thing to do, Adam.
It's...
So the crab says, so there's really a debate surrounding the phrase groomer because of the Florida bill? People have completely forgotten that teachers sexually abuse kids, huh? Well, they do. Let me remind you with a thread of stories. In the first round, I stuck to Florida specifically. But in here he has
It's not that hard to find these cases.
Obviously not. And this is why it's not an argument from Logos, my friend, but it is an argument from Pathos. It is weaponizing your empathy, because it doesn't matter what the truth is. It just matters how you feel about the people that are being attacked by these right-wing, extremist, conservative Republicans. Anyway, 6/1/2017, teacher Andres Fernando Cabezas wanted to hook up with a 12-year-old. Oh, oops. 4/1/21, 27-year-old teacher Xavier Dante Alexander teaches 4th grade, targeted a 2-year-old. Not school teachers, I've heard say. It's only those Catholic priests.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. It's the priests and the parents, right?
2/5/22, 32-year-old teacher Kyle Handfield, 3 counts of sexual battery against 14-year-olds. 3/29/22, 40-year-old teacher Joseph Michael Comjathy sends nudes to a 16-year-old. 12, 14, 2018, 47-year-old science teacher Andrea Jimenez getting aggressively romantic with 12 to 13-year-old. 11, 15, 20, 63-year-old teacher Leslie Wolf accused of molesting 12-year-olds during a tutoring session. None of these teachers, Adam, it's not the teachers. They don't do this.
Dude,
I've been reliably
it's insane.
informed.
It's insane when you bring it up that it happens, and then people are like, no, it doesn't. And I'm like,
Not school teachers.
you went to the same school as me.
They're
you know
heroes. And they don't get paid enough. They never get paid enough, Adam. And they never molest kids. And they always do a good job.
There are stories.
And they never get their records scrubbed and passed around to other schools where they continue to sexually molest children like the priests did. That never happens in public schools.
It only happened with the Catholics, not the public school teachers.
Another one, and another one, and another one. Oh, and another one, and another one, and another one.
This just goes on.
And
Florida.
another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Oh, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one.
A quick internet search for just Florida teachers.
And another one, 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 and another one. He added to this because it just keeps going. Hey, look, there's more. And another one, and another. Oh, this is the. Oh, sweet. We got. No, this is a different one. Oh, where's that one? There was one where it was like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, scroll up. It's like 3 up. This is really messed up. Right there.
There it is.
Right there.
Oh, here we go. 1/15/2017, Texas. 25-year-old middle school teacher used Instagram to start a relationship with a 13-year-old student and got knocked up by said student. The boy's family approved of the affair and were even supportive when she became pregnant with a 13-year-old's child.
Because the child's going to get that pension.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Your son's
that sounds
being
messed
raped.
up on all accounts.
And you're like, it's fine. We were he was into it. Nice.
South Park episode.
Yeah. I think like Kyle's little brother is in kindergarten. He's getting molested by a teacher, and he tells people about it. They're just like, nice.
Yeah, because like she's attractive or whatnot.
Yeah, she's attractive, and he's a boy, and so people don't care. Obviously, that he wanted it. And
oh man, I had so many fantasies when I was that age. So great.
Yeah. Clearly, these are horrible crimes, and people just they don't seem to care. Well, I was going to find the old classic, El Clasico. Hey, look, it's a collage.
Oh, of their mugshots, yes.
Of course, you cannot groom harder than this. This is the case of Mary Kay Letourneau and the 13-year-old student that she groomed and raped, got her pregnant. She went to prison. When she came out, he was a grown-up, and they got married.
This is just sad.
He did admit in that interview, however, that it was awkward being less than 2 years older than his wife's oldest son. Being a father at such a young age and bringing up the girls without Letourneau was a struggle, he told Walters during their 2015 interview. Mary Kay Letourneau, 43, and her fiancé, Vili Fualau, 22, and their 2 children drive along the beach from their home on May 18th, 2005, in Seattle suburb. He was eventually forced to drop out of high school and slipped into a depression, stating that at one point he battled alcoholism. I don't feel like I had the right to support or the right help behind me, he said, from my family, from anyone in general. I mean, my friends couldn't help me because they had no ... And it definitely wasn't any trauma that I had from being groomed and molested and raped by an older woman when I was a child.
I can't imagine being a
Oh,
father at 13 or 14.
He was 12. Yeah.
Well,
There you go.
he's a father at 12.
Yeah. Yeah. They were in
I'm trying to
love.
think about what I was doing.
She was in
Dude,
love
I
with
was
him.
like, no, I was up late playing Age of Empires, making like fart jokes and stuff on.
And banging
Like-
your hot ass 7th grade teacher.
Gosh.
But I don't want to make it sound like it's only school teachers. It turns out that, Adam, secret
Yeah.
knowledge, there's a lot of pedophiles out there. And they ain't just leftists. Sometimes they come at you from the right. Da 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 da. Did you know, Adam, that actually influential people in a lot of institutions, regardless of the political affiliation, are molesting children?
Yeah. There's the thing about positions of power and authority attract sociopaths, and so
No,
they
couldn't
leverage their power and authority to get what their deviant hearts desire, and so then they'll do things like sometimes they'll bribe people or accept bribes.
It's not that the GOP or these conservatives think that grooming's a problem. They're just trying to deflect from their own grooming. That's what I've been reliably informed of on the internet lately.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, whatever. There's literally.
Adam, hold on, right.
Oh.
Hear me out. What if I told you there's a good chance the vast majority of the narcissist bastards in politics on both sides are probably pedophiles?
That after hard conversation, what, 3 weeks, two weeks ago, about the federal judges and their light sentencing on pedophiles? That wouldn't surprise me, Zach.
It turns out, and I'll say it again, I've said this repeatedly, that the QAnon conspiracy, that there is a cabal of satanic pedophiles that's going to be taken down by Q. The conspiracy part isn't that the cabal exists. That part is true.
Absolutely, it's true.
The wrong part is that anybody's going to do anything about it. All of the power centers are actually conspiring to suppress these activities, to take action to prevent grooming children and protecting them from these kinds of people. Dennis Hastert, famously Republican Speaker of the House and a convicted pedophile. He is on the right.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Wait, do you have the thing? No, wait. Scroll up scroll up with his face with the thing on top. Is that where it says no? Is that where it says that people? If that the GOP is really a bunch of, or you can tell that the fact that he's GOP and pedophile and no one brings it up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, never mind, man. You sent me something earlier this week about the fact that since he's GOP and he's a pedophile, the fact that Democrats are completely over the top hammering the GOP over this fact.
Oh, yes.
Is that this
Yeah,
one or
it
no?
says Dennis Hastert, Republican Speaker of the House and convicted pedophile. The fact that the Dems don't constantly remind everyone about him tells me they don't want to bring pedophilia into the public eye. Why could that be?
Yeah, that's what I didn't even think about. I saw that and it connected the dots for me. I'm like, oh, I'm like Charlie Day with the red lines and on the board and stuff.
These pedophiles don't want a lot of people thinking about how we can stop pedophiles from pedophiling. Strange. I don't know why that could be. Furiously tapping the sign. My Twitter feed is unironically very diverse. I follow a lot of different people with lots of different opinions, and it's made me realize the traditional class, race, party lines, they are not correct. The real division in the country these days, in our society, is pedophiles versus everyone else. Yeah, we might
There
never
you go.
find it, folks.
That's good. I love that.
Let's realign the political spectrum and discourse in this country and along these lines, and I think that everyone would be happy except for pedophiles, and you're
Yeah.
going to be able to identify them much easier that way because
Yeah.
they're going to
We're
be the
above
guys
these.
that are against you.
And you couch it in that we're above these meager and little party lines of left and right. We are anti-pedophile.
I think that if someone started the anti-pedophile party right now, that they would win majorities of both houses of Congress and the presidency.
Even if you adopt the Marxist viewpoint of like a wait. You have to vote for me or else you're a pedophile.
I think I saw a statistic, even in Florida, where they were really hammering the debate and the narrative to drum up Democrat support against the quote unquote "Don't Say Gay" bill, that only 57% of the Democrats were against it.
Yeah, wasn't that much.
No, that in that most heated of debates, where you were investing all of this political capital to advance opposition to this thing, including gross mischaracterizations and political and personal attacks and accusations of bigotry and all this other stuff, only a little over half of your own party supported what you were doing.
Yeah.
Because
something weird.
Why was it that you guys were pushing this so hard? It's strange to me.
No, you're on something. There's something about being told by the state you don't have total control over. You don't have control over your kid. We do. That's why.
You're the problem, parents.
Yeah, and the Democrats ran with that message in Virginia. And that's usually seen as like a bellwether for how like the midterms or the election's gonna go. Much later, and so it's a weird platform to keep, and it seems like they went with it, and they tripled down.
Yeah, talk about the "I'm going to get much worse" thing, because those guys just decided to, hey, this didn't really work, but we really believe in it. 100%. So yeah, it's what's important to us, and so we're making our entire party about definitely not grooming children.
No. But also, you don't have a say what happens to your kids at school. Remember that. That's what you're signing up for.
Adam, I'm so glad you sent me this, because it works both ways, particularly here. After giving it careful thought on not supporting anti-groomer legislation, the Democrats have decided to become much worse. We must put affirmative grooming laws in place. that allow your children to be protected from people who try to keep them from being groomed. We are decidedly pro-groomer here at the Democratic Party. And the more you fight, the worse we're gonna get. The more grooming will be done. We won't be stopped. We will get to your children, no matter what you try to do. Oh my gosh, you're deranged. Oh, wait, you haven't seen deranged yet. The head of our party is going full on dementia patient at a reception with Barack Obama.
Oh no.
He saw that. He was just wandering around. And no one was even talking to him because Barack was there. And Barack's cool. And so they're like, hey, Barack, what's happening? I haven't seen you in a while. And Joe's just like, I'm really, really old and I don't know what's happening. At one point in time during this conversation, I believe he slipped back and thought he was his vice president again.
Yeah. Yep, that's what happened.
Oh, crazy talk.
Well, I mean, because he saw his former president there.
It's true. But Adam, it's important to note that the crab wasn't the only hero taking it to the Democrats. There was also there's also this fine gentleman.
Oh,
He
yes.
was a very good boy. This fox was arrested on Capitol Hill today for biting a congressman. He is a good boy.
Girl. Good girl.
He is a good boy. But it turns out they euthanized her and all of her pups. She may or may not have had rabies, but I choose to believe that that was just federal propaganda to, again, weaponize empathy, garner support for their murder of this hero fox.
They even test the babies. They just euthanize them.
Is it time to go? Was I a good fox? No. I'm told you were the best. Dun, 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 dun.
I still want someone to replace the snake in the Gadsden flag with the fox.
Don't tread on me. You can't really tread on foxes, though, I guess. They're wily.
You just have
They'll get out from
just have the
underfoot.
fox and it's like snarled, and it's got the foaming mouth because why? Because why? Because you know.
He
Screw you, that's
he
why.
accomplished more in his lifetime than most of us could hope to achieve.
That was like what I saw in the morning.
Requiescent passe. Young fox. By the way, this is where we're coming live to you from. It's very,
Yeah. Now
very
the
serene.
fox is with Harambe.
Didn't even have time to get a name before it was mercilessly murdered by our
Capital.
federal overlords. So, yeah, executed, suffering capital punishment at the hands of the federal government. And not a single of these anti-death penalty protesters arrived on scene. And so I say,
Or animal rights.
these hypocrites will no longer get any of my time in thinking about what they had to say. All right, and as we're butting up against the end of our time today, there was a couple of things. For example, how Elon bought a almost 10% stake in Twitter, and I believe got appointed to its board of directors
Yeah.
the last few days.
Yeah.
Causing-
He was appointed the day after he bought it, or he disclosed
I
it.
think that's probably part of the deal. I'm imagining there were negotiations and stuff. Whatever. You own 10% of a publicly traded giant company like that, you usually hold a lot of sway.
He's the largest shareholder now, and then also, I thought I read somewhere where he was appointed to prevent him from exercising certain controls as a shareholder.
Yeah,
I don't
like I
know.
said, there's
Well,
probably deals cut. He could institute shareholder actions. He could use Twitter's platform himself because he's got millions of followers to publicize his shareholder activism to get support for whatever he wants to do, and take over the whole company. It'd be super cool. So instead, they just appointed him to his board, and it caused a rebellion of concerned Twitter employees. Oh no, Elon! What will you do to us now? We didn't think you'd get power over us.
It's so funny because he's in the tech space. It's all he does is he's tech. I mean, wasn't he PayPal, SpaceX?
Yeah. He is extremely qualified to sit on the board of this company.
Yeah.
Not only just as a 10% shareholder, but just in general. So I wonder what he'll do. I'm really looking forward to this chapter of Twitter. And I there was a meme video about him bringing back President Trump. It wasn't real. A lot of people were confused about that. But if President Trump came back, this truly is the most blessed timeline, and I'm just glad that I get to be a part of it.
Gosh.
But as usual, we conclude our show today with our ice cold fact of the week, coming to you straight from Ice-T himself. Ice cold fact: fight me if you wish, but remember, I'm old for a reason. Ice cold fact. All right, folks. That's it. That's the show.
Also add, maybe this might be Adam's corner. Also add to that whole I'm old for a reason. Remember that if there's an older person who wants to fight you, they've lived a life. They don't.
It's like that fried green tomatoes scene.
What's that?
Have you seen the film Fried Green Tomatoes?
No.
You wouldn't even know. Continue. I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt your moment to shine.
I was just going to say, okay, so he's an older individual. Like, he might not have anything to lose. He's lived a full life. So, place your bets.
Exactly right. I think that's sort of what he's getting at. Not only does he have these skills and talents, but he'll scrap you and not care.
Yeah.
He's lived long enough. I've experienced enough life, sonny boy. All right, folks. Well, that's our show tonight. Really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, smash like, subscribe, share it with all your friends. You can follow us on Twitter. Our handles are on the screen. Adam S. Furman, Zachary W_Clark, and Triggered_Media. As usual, we broadcast most Friday evenings at 9 p.m. Central Time. And apparently we're remaining in daylight time forever now. Is that the law?
I think it's after like 2025. I don't know.
Yeah.
The congressmen have stolen an hour of my life.
We'll be in 9 p.m. Central Time, standard and or daylight time, depending on whatever arbitrary government fiat we're living under at the time.
We won't last up. Whatever. That's a different.
This is going on forever. I don't care. If you die, I will carry on solo, and I'll just keep your emaciated taxidermied corpse propped up in a chair.
I wasn't talking about the show.
For the rest of your days. All right, folks, but that's the show, and we will see you next time on Trigger.